All right, everybody, welcome to Skeptalk Live, episode number 6. I'm your host, Udo. That's your host, Shayna, and that's your host, Jason. Today we're joined by an extra host. That's Chief down there. He's a local music producer and radio DJ here in the Pacific Northwest where we're at. Chief, say hi.
Hi.
So, Tuesday's podcast, we said we were going to cover some specific stuff. Looks like we got some people joining on in the chat. Welcome, Hennessy. Sterliquin, excellent. Thanks for joining us. So, a couple of pieces of news about the podcast that I wanted to share. That is you. Sorry. Couple of pieces of news I wanted to share about the podcast. So, yesterday, I purchased some ad space on a much larger podcast. Podcast that I actually used to watch, or still, watched for a long time, and actually one of the podcasts that inspired me to start this show. So we're gonna get some exposure sometime this month. And so just to let everybody know, we're gonna try to see if we can keep up with chat. But if too many people get in here, that will go too fast, and we may miss some stuff. But there is always the ability to use the streamlabs.com/Aristotle link to use the donate option to forcibly put your opinion into the podcast, interrupting whatever we're doing with a breaking news noise and showing up on the screen in its very own spot over there above Chief. So that's a thing that we're going to do. How's everybody doing today?
I'm doing great. I'm freaking excited.
Yeah.
Me too.
I've been working on questions for Chief for like a couple days.
Yeah.
I think I got some good ones.
I'm looking at the Twitch stream right now, and seeing the delay of my face is really kind of disorienting.
Oh yeah, it'll do it to you. Especially if you watch the comments directly through the stream and not through the comments. Like if you don't watch the actual Twitch comments, you'll see comments posted like a minute after they were posted, which you think, oh, I'm really following this correctly, but then you're not. And the first white president, no, this is totally not CNN at all. We're pretty much as far from CNN as you can get because we tell the truth. Oh,
Yeah,
so
this just in, let's talk about Reptile Overlord.
Exactly. So I got something from last podcast that I promised I'd get everybody. And so here, if you listen real close. If you visit our Facebook page at Skeptalk Live, you can download that MP3 and use it as a ringtone if you'd like to.
You are welcome, ladies and gentlemen.
I've been running around with that MP3 just having too much fun playing it over different Discords and stuff like that. So
I can't wait until I'm like giving a PowerPoint like lecture in class and it just like goes off in my pocket.
Right, exactly.
It's gonna be so good.
Yeah, Hennessy, that was your idea, and I took it and ran with it, and now it's mine. So, but no, I'm giving it. I mean,
acted on it.
It's completely free. It's not like I'm making any money off of it. Just go grab it off of the Skeptalk Live Facebook page, and while you're there, maybe hit like and share it with people. Tell people that we're there. All that social media garbage. So, all right. Well, we're just gonna get right into it, and the first thing that I've got here. Are we going to cover how our great American hero Rand Paul was attacked in his house but defended himself from the threat to freedom? We actually covered that last episode.
We did. You missed it. Our first white president.
Yeah, we talked
By the
about.
way, that's a really good name. I can't wait till we have our first white president. Or consecutive, like 40.
Right. Yeah. All right, so we're just gonna pop into what we've got here, and our first segment is called "To Chief." With love.
With love.
Right.
Okay, Chief. Now, we have a little tradition on this show that started a few weeks ago. And that tradition is I ask you ridiculous fucking questions and you tell me the answers to them. So I just want you to start off and know that it's going to start off a little easy and get slowly harder. And the final question is going to be a real doozy.
And from what I understand, Shayna and I are participating too, correct?
Yes, Shayna, and you can participate as well.
All right. I'm gonna.
In fact, I encourage that.
I'm gonna.
Is this intense anxiety normal? Is this? Should I?
It is normal.
I'm gonna click through the animations till you tell me to stop. So.
Okay, just do it one slide at a time.
Right.
Or one click at a time.
Right.
All right. So this first question is called, who would you rather vote for as president? And think of it as if you had a gun to your head and you had to vote for one of them.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay. First up, we got Hillary Clinton or Donald Trump. Pretty easy question.
Is there a third option in there somewhere?
There is not.
Oh my God.
It's supposed to be easy.
Pardon me.
You got this.
Well,
Can I-
I mean, Jesus. Yeah. What? Yeah. What?
Can I vote for that stone parrot?
Absolutely.
Yes.
All right,
that'll
one
do.
vote for the stone parrot.
That'll do. I also vote for that parrot.
Okay. Nothing from Shayna, huh?
Mm.
Fair enough.
Well, I had to answer this already.
You've already done it. You're good. You're good. Okay, so we'll back to you, Chief. Well done on avoiding the question. Very political.
Right.
Okay, so we'll go to the next one.
The other optional
next
candidate for that picture was the awkward sexual tension in the Donald Trump photo. So
Yeah.
Bill
Which is
Clinton's
clearly there.
finger. That's good.
yeah.
I vote for Bill Clinton's finger too.
All right. Next slide.
You don't know where that's been.
I knew that was coming.
Yeah.
Stone
Okay,
parrot
who'd you
for
rather
Supreme
vote for as
Overlord.
President Ben Pyramids or Grand Silos Carson or Kanye West, but he's always acting like he's at the Grammys.
Oh my God. Oh geez.
Contestant number one.
These questions are not easy. None of them are easy. How doomed do we want to be? All right.
It doesn't matter who you vote for because Kanye West is going to go up on stage and take credit for it anyway.
Perfect. Perfect. All right. I'm just gonna go with Kanye then. Get it over.
Okay, we got one for Kanye. Contestant number two. What will it be? Do you believe in?
Good.
Do you believe in grain silos? Or the magic that is Kanye West?
Oh goodness. I'll go with God, Kanye West. Get it over with too. Jeez,
Oh, two for Kanye.
literally you would have to have a gun to my head.
All right, contestant number three.
So
What's
he's
the
a
final answer.
he's a brain surgeon, but he believes in grain silo pyramids. This is a rough choice.
It's pretty hard.
I think I'm gonna have to go for the pyramids. I'm gonna go for the pyramids, grain silo pyramids.
Wow, Ben
yeah.
Carson got your vote.
Yeah, he's a
All
brain.
right.
He's at least not Kanye West,
Kanye.
right? That's the important.
Exactly. No, that's fucking excellent. I like that vote. All right. Well done, contestants. On to the next one. Who would you rather vote for as president? The rapist, Casey Affleck, or this picture of a dog taking a shit?
Definitely that picture. That is amazing.
Okay. All right. We got one for the dog taking a shit. Contestant number two.
I'm going with the dog.
Okay. All right. I like it.
I'll take the dog for $1,000, Jason.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was the most American answers that I've ever heard in my life. Well done. Okay. Who would you vote for as president with a gun to your head? Putin, but everywhere he goes, he's shirtless and riding a bear. Or Robert Downey Jr., but he's always wearing blackface.
Oh God.
Wow,
Is this a
spectacle of it all?
is this a trick question? I thought that Putin was already in charge.
Yeah. Contestant number 1, what is your answer?
Can I somehow combine the two?
Blackface
Can you
Putin?
combine the two? Who would be president and who would be vice president?
So blackface Putin would be president, and then bear riding Robert Downey Jr. would be vice president.
Okay, I like that answer.
Yeah.
Contestant number 3, it's not your turn, though. It's
Yeah,
contestant
sorry.
number 1.
I'm in it to win it.
No, you got it.
Well, so this is a difficult question. A big part of me wants to go with Putin riding a bear because that'd be tremendously amusing to see. But Putin actually, in all honesty, terrifies me. And Robert Downey Jr. makes me laugh, so I'm gonna have to go with Robert Downey Jr.
Putin's a lovable guy. I don't know what you got against him. I'm joking. I do love him though. He's fucking hilarious. Okay. We have one for Robert Downey Jr. We have one for them as a pair. Not as a couple, but you guys know what I mean.
Right. Right.
Did everybody vote?
Well, I mean, who were you taking the couple for? Were you taking the couple for
Oh,
Chief
I
or
thought that
maybe?
was Udo.
Oh, yeah, I
think
mean, we
Chief
both-
voted.
He said he
We
was the
both
first one to
agree.
say he was the first one to say couple. Or can we mix
Okay.
them, right?
Oh, right.
Right.
Okay, I'll take those as answers. I like it. I like
right.
it. That's a pretty American answer. I personally think we couldn't be more American than having a shirtless president riding a bear. But, that's just me.
Right.
On to
All
the
right.
next question. What is something about the world that you were absolutely clueless about until it was far too late for it not to be embarrassing?
Whoa.
Yeah. Contestant number 1. No pressure.
God, I have to think about that.
Yeah, it's a pretty good question. It's going to get a little harder.
But Patrick, Hennessy's like vaginas.
It's amazing.
It's a great answer. Gosh, this is a hard question for me. Probably as Hennessy knows, the pronunciation of gestures. I used to say gestures a lot because that's how I read it. So I said gestures a bunch, and then he called me out, and it's like this thing I have to like consciously think about.
Wow, how old were you?
I think it was like last year or something like that.
Okay, yeah. All right, that counts. Wow. Okay, that sucks. That's got to be pretty embarrassing. But at least
Yeah.
it was something like that
Been
you
making
don't
an ass
necessarily
out of
have to say.
myself for over 20 years apparently. But,
Yeah.
What else is new, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna make this gesture and goodwill. Contestant number 2, your turn.
Oh man, can I answer this the next episode and think about it, or maybe I'll go after contestant number 3?
Yeah, that's totally fine. You have a few more minutes. Contestant number 3, you ready to answer this question?
All right, so I was 16, and I was in the marshmallow aisle in a grocery store, right? And I'm walking through, and all of a sudden it hits me. I finally understand what the fuck black and white and red all over means, right? I got the fact that it was black and white, but I was always clueless on where the fuck the color red's coming in, right? Like, everybody's telling these really bad jokes that are all like, a zebra in a blender and some other stupid shit, right? And I'm like, these aren't funny, and I don't get it, right? And then I knew the whole, like, the answer to the joke originally was newspaper, right? And I was all like, there's no fucking red on newspapers. pieces of shit. And then I watched the whole fucking wall of stupidity around me just crumble to the ground as I finally realized that the past tense of read is read. And it opened up the idea of wordplay into my brain.
No, that's excellent. That's pretty good. I like it. Contestant number 2. What is your final answer?
On a personal level, and it's going to be a quick one. my drive to be the bleeding heart liberal for as long as I was,
Fucking fair enough.
Became really embarrassing.
All right. I mean, that's a pretty deep answer right there. I like it.
Yep.
Okay. Well done, guys. On to the next question. You trip and fall into this time warp, and you're able to meet your former self the night before you graduate high school. What do you tell yourself? I'll give you about 1 minute to think about this.
I already have an answer.
Hennessy took
Patrick
my
Hennessy's-
Hennessy took my answer. He straight took my answer.
Yeah, Def Bitcoin. Okay, contestant number 1. How do you plead?
What answer besides Bitcoin?
Yeah, besides Bitcoin.
Damn it. I'm gonna be like, hey, if you actually finished high school, you would have been able to graduate right now. Instead of getting your GED, you son of a bitch. That would have been my answer.
Okay. That's pretty harsh words to yourself. But
Then I just start
sometimes you gotta
smacking
kick
myself
yourself
in the
in the
face over and
ass.
over again.
Yeah.
Tough
All
love.
right.
It's called tough love.
It is tough love, and you can have tough love with yourself.
I do all the time.
Degrade yourself all you want to. Contestant number 2.
I got my GED as well, but I probably would go back and tell myself everything's going to be okay and things get better. I can't tell you how many people when I was growing up would tell me it only gets worse when you get older. I think that is a very sad way of looking at the world. And as I'm getting older, I think that's very wrong.
For sure.
Right. I think
That
you
was
start-
deep as well.
You start understanding more as you get older. So it's different.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
that could be where the
Give
sadness comes
less
in, but also
fucks.
That's fair. Give less fucks. Some of us need to give more fucks when we're younger. I'm going to throw that one out there.
Yeah.
I listen to a lot of Eminem. I probably should have cared more.
Yeah, I pretty much fucking like where I'm at right now, so it would be like grow a beard quicker and give up soda sooner, right? Like,
Right.
Yeah.
that's about it.
Nice. I mean, I dig it. That's a good answer. It's truthful. It's from the heart.
Yeah, dude.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, here comes a really tough question. President Donald Trump offers you $10 million to pee on him on camera for Russia and Robert Mueller. What do you spend the money on?
I like that it's not would you do it.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Come on. Make a pee tape with Donald Trump. What do you spend the money on? You got 30 seconds. I like that my lawyer answer. That's pretty fantastic.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get a studio and then make an album about that said event, and then sell that to make even more money.
You know, R. Kelly could feature on that.
You could.
It'd be a hit. You guys could have a lot in common.
Well, I don't want to say that, but
Yeah, I mean, one thing in common at least.
you're in.
Maybe two. You both make fucking sexy music. All right, contestant number 2. What do you spend your pee money on?
All of the organizations that would piss them off the most.
Oh yeah. Okay. Can you list a few? I don't know what that means. What do you
I
mean
don't-
spend money
I
on
don't.
them?
Well, donating money. I feel like that's
Okay.
not so. donating money to services of some kind.
I
So
made
would
this
that be, like,
P-tape for
donating
Planned
money
Parenthood.
directly to climate change. Just donate your money to the UN and it'll piss him off. All right, contestant number 3.
Cocaine-fueled trysts across the planet. Like, that much money, I'm not going to be wise with it. Like,
Gonna be wise.
I'm going to be like, $10 million.
Yes.
Fuck yeah. Let's just go do whatever the fuck I want right now.
Fuck yeah, I can pee on the president any other time and make another $10 million. That's how I'm gonna live my life.
I did this and learned nothing.
Quick and dirty.
Yeah. What's that, Chief? Sorry, I missed that.
No, I was just saying quick and dirty cash.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, guys and gal.
I hate this question.
Oh, you hate this question.
Because it's so fucking hard, dude.
It's a good question, though. And those of you who have answered this don't need to answer it again unless you feel like it and have realized that maybe you changed your mind in some other way. But when was the last time you changed your opinion or belief about something major? Real shit.
Well, I don't know if this is quite the answer to that question, but when all the allegations started coming out, I started thinking, because usually you hear this stuff and
You should clarify that.
I mean, okay, all the allegations, when the Weinstein shit that was going on,
Okay.
and like usually it's like you kind of get, as a man, you get defensive automatically, like not me, but really, basically putting myself in their position and really thinking about it hard and being like, yeah, you know what I mean? Instead of just automatically getting defensive, really thinking about all the different angles in that.
Okay, so what exactly did you change your mind or opinion or belief on? Is it...
Well, see, that I didn't really change. It was just mostly like changing my perspective.
Yeah, and that's fine. That's a great answer. So basically, you decided to take it as, instead of being defensive and reactionary like normal, you thought it through like a rational human being, kind of.
Exactly.
Yeah, I feel you on that. I do feel you on that. It's a great answer. Would contestant number 2 or contestant number 3 like to restate what they've said in the past, or maybe bring up something new? Or, don't answer at all. Whatever. You guys already did it once. I'll start with Shayna.
I'm ready to go whenever she's done.
Well, I think
Okay.
kind of touching on pretty much the same thing. He kind of was the same angle with the whole Weinstein. I mean, that doesn't surprise me, but there's been a few more people popping up that sort of does, and it shakes. Well, not that I ever thought that industry was, not terrible, but still it shocks me, and it changed sort of my opinion and belief about the world that I had at one time considered becoming a part of. I didn't realize it was quite to that degree of bad.
Yeah.
And the Kevin Spacey, and then just recently with Louis C.K. and his masturbation antics, apparently.
Louis C.K. bummed me out. That makes me feel almost bad for liking him, which is an interesting thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know that, but now I'm like, should I not think he's funny? Well, I still think he's funny, but now I shouldn't be a fan.
I think that's separate.
I don't know.
Though.
It's
it's a bit separate.
Morality.
You can still laugh at somebody or like appreciate the talent of someone and still think that they should be, going to prison for their actions or getting sued or whatever. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, old Cosby memes will always be funny.
Cosby memes will always be funny.
Right.
And I agree with you, whether they're old or new. And I think they should never stop being made.
Right.
As a gesture of kindness to Cosby.
Thank you, Jason.
Welcome. Yeah.
So I'd have to actually say, over the last 3 weeks, my views on gun control have evolved. Right?
Okay.
Not drastically like 100% flipped or anything like that, but I originally was like, obviously just adding more mandates is going to totally fix this, but taking a look at it logistically, there's tons of issues with that, and that may not solve anything. And I'm not saying gun control isn't an issue. It is an issue, and we need to do something about it, but not necessarily where I was at before. My opinion has evolved drastically from about 3 weeks ago. Really, starting this podcast, sometimes we've talked about gun control, repetitively throughout the last couple of times. But now I'm like, maybe we need to explore new crazy ideas where, maybe the solution is to invent fucking personal fucking stun rays that are installed in every streetlight or something like that, right? Like,
yeah.
There is another solution to this problem that isn't just add more mandates. Maybe it's even just add more. Like I said, like last episode, who knows? Maybe capitalism has the answer with fucking privatization or something, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that's my hard stance.
That
right.
I don't know what that would look like. I would like to actually sit down and think about it at some point when my life isn't so crazy, because it seems like that's a venue I don't hear people talking about.
Right. But but like I'm saying, that I'm not
bringing it up any other time.
And part of the big change is that none of this is my hard stance anymore, right? It's all a soft stance. Like I'm like explore this. We need to we've got clay. Let's work with it, right? So
Right.
Yeah. And that's how my stance is too.
Mine as well.
There's some things I'm a little hard against, but it's mostly opinions that I'm hard against. Like, I'm definitely okay with gun control. I'm a gun owner, a solid supporter of the Second Amendment. But I think there's probably some fucking things we can do instead of just not doing anything.
Right. But yeah, so that's how I've changed in the last 3 weeks, which has actually been fucking real cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, and I would say that conversations with you have definitely helped soften my attitude towards it too. And you too, Shayna. So well done, you too. Not you, Chief. You've never talked to me about guns. And it's kind of weird. I've known you for a long time.
Oh man, if people watching now Jason and I we used to live together and as roommates, and we had a debate about guns for probably a year and a half before we found middle ground. The first half of that time ended in me stomping up the stairs saying something like "fuck you," because I felt
that's a light way of putting that.
My feelings. Oh yeah, I got very vehemently upset. I remember, it's kind of absurd. There's something I'm a little embarrassed about as well.
Yeah, whatever, that shit happens. Water
All
under
right.
the bridge.
We good to move on?
Awesome, though. It was a really cool debate. But
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. All right. You ready?
Yeah, let's move on. All right, last question. And this one is specifically to Chief. Chief, teach me something that I don't know in the next 5 minutes. No pressure.
Seriously? Teach you?
Yes, just make it something simple. It doesn't have to be complicated. What do you know about that I don't know about? There's plenty of stuff.
Well, yeah. Well, now we all know Hennessy, so that doesn't count.
Well, see, I don't know if you know this or not, but the food in Thailand is extremely tasty and extremely cheap. Their main dessert is mango and sticky rice with coconut milk, sweetened coconut milk, and it's a goddamn delicacy.
That sounds weird. So do they like just put mango on rice and pour a bunch of milk in a bowl? Like, how's it served?
Like, you basically, you kind of just mix it together, but it's like it's sweet. It's all
crazy,
amazing. It's fucking awesome. It's fucking awesome.
I don't know if you know this, but I used to work in a Thai restaurant.
Yeah.
I used to give you food there.
Wait, huh? What?
At Three Forks, man.
Oh, that was a Thai restaurant?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's all good. It was American Thai. It's not really that. They called it Pan Asian,
It is
but all the
not-
dishes were Thai.
Right.
None of that stuff reminds me of Thailand food. But
Yeah, I'm sure it does not. It's weird. It reminds me of Eugene, Oregon.
Yep. Jason just
It's
doxed
not
us
really
all.
Thai food. Yeah,
That's
right,
all
true.
good. That doesn't matter.
It's over for us.
Right. Anyway,
Yeah. Anyway, that
Other
is
people?
all I've got for you guys. If somebody else wants to go,
Shayna,
into
do you want
that.
to teach anybody anything in 5 minutes?
See, if I had been primed for this before, I might have come up with something
Yeah.
cool.
that's the
On the
point.
fly, I know, but
Though.
I don't got something very. I don't have anything right now.
Contestant number 1, great answer. Contestant number 2 drops out of the race. Contestant number 3.
Did you guys know I have
you
a
the ball.
Do you guys know I have a strange food collection?
What? No, tell me everything.
Yeah, dude. Hold on.
What? Are you getting it right now? Holy shit, that's fucking amazing. What? Wait. Don't you have to refrigerate some of that food?
What's that? No.
Don't you
Oh,
need to
no.
refrigerate
I have people bring me stuff that doesn't need to be refrigerated specifically. So here are Spam snacks, right? So these are dried bacon flavored Spam pieces, right?
Oh my god, that looks so good.
I got this in Dublin, which was pretty
Holy
cool.
shit. Did you try any? Have you tried any of this stuff?
Oh yeah, I have everybody who like when I go get stuff, I get 2, right? And then
Nice.
when I have people like who go somewhere and I'm like, they're like, hey, you want me to bring you something back? I'm like, bring something fucked up from some sort of food, and then they bring it to me. Like,
That's so dope.
so these are from Britain. They're called milk teeth. Woo. They actually like if you take a look, like they're like shaped like teeth, right?
That's so weird.
Yeah, dude, they're a candy, right? Like a weird ass fucking candy.
Are they
Um,
chewy?
Weird.
They're fucking disgusting. They taste like fucking chalk.
Fuck.
This is
That's
called
amazing.
chocolate pollock, a crispy Indian snack.
Oh, crazy.
I had some coworkers who were living in India, and they sent me those, and they're delicious. I can't even describe what this tastes like, man. It's
Cool.
it's rice, black gram, edible starch, vegetable edible oil, salt, coriander, jeera, pollock leaves extract, and permitted food color.
Permitted.
Yeah.
You had me at permitted.
This is something I got local. This is Snow's Bumblebee Clam Juice. It's just a jar of fucking clam juice.
That sounds fucking
I don't
disgusting.
understand what this is for or what's going on, but that's
I'm
just
pretty
on the
sure
rocks.
that's a sex product.
right. So that's just 4 random items that I have in the food collection.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Where
So-
where was that clam juice from?
I got that from. I think I got this at. Want to say it was like the what is that, the like fucking Crazy Habib's leftover groceries. Sunrise, right? Or not
Sunrise,
not
okay.
Sunrise. Shit, Rainbow Foods.
Where
yeah.
the fuck is Rainbow Foods?
It's. Oh,
Never
okay.
mind.
They got
Right.
bought out, and it's called Grocery Outlet now.
Oh, okay.
Right.
That makes sense.
Right.
Okay, cool.
And
Wow, so that was local. That's
So
weird.
also, Jason, about weird foods,
Yeah.
the silkworm is a hell of an aphrodisiac. That's something I can teach you.
What?
it's like Power Viagra. It's organic Viagra.
Yeah, it definitely
What?
is. Definitely is. Yep.
That's crazy.
Yep.
But yeah, I've got a bunch of local stuff too. Like I've got a whole canned chicken, and I've totally eaten one of those. That was.
Oh my god, that sounds fucking disgusting.
I have a canned hamburger. It's got
That
the
sounds
bun.
worse.
It's got the bun and everything in it. Right? It's in a can, and you open it. Yeah, you open it up, and you're all thunk, and it's a fucking hamburger.
I want to see this.
Where do you get this?
I've just been fucking buying stuff for years, man.
That's the weirdest thing I've ever heard.
And it was just because they're great conversation starters, right? People walk into my house, and like where I'm at right here, where I've got my setup, is where we've got all of like the display stuff. So like, my Fallout wall and shit like that is over here. Like,
Nice.
there's my Pip Boys and fucking Fallout stuff, right? And so people are all looking at my like Fallout shit and like, you know, showing stuff off, and then they look over, and then they're like, a whole canned chicken. Why?
What the fuck? Did you also get this from a post-apocalyptic world?
Right. Exactly. Somebody's gonna scavenge my house when everything's done and be all like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah. Finally, meat. Do I dare?
All right. So moving on from questions, we've actually got some stuff. I've got a follow-up story here
Oh fuck yeah!
to some shit we covered. So I'm gonna just play this. I'm not gonna give you any context, and we'll see if you guys can figure out what the fuck it is. Right?
Yeah! I forgot all about it. Damn it! I was gonna try to live stream that shit.
Oh, the screaming at Trump stuff.
Yeah. This is them screaming uselessly into the sky.
That's the sound of the Democrat Party dying.
So fucking funny.
So this is
They're all like, now it's just awkward.
right. This is them doing it. And there's a bunch of videos of this, but I figured I wouldn't fill the whole thing with just a bunch of screaming people, but
Yeah, sad is right, Tennessee. This is really fucking sad. I get being frustrated because like things didn't go your way, but holy shit.
Now this is
Right.
affirmative action.
right. So first white president. We covered a couple episodes ago. We covered the fact that there were Facebook groups getting a bunch of liberals together, trying to, on the anniversary of Trump being elected, just scream uselessly into the sky. And it happened. That's what this video is.
Do you remember that video of that fucking lady and is she a lady? I don't remember. And she's just like screaming at the sky, crying in rage. This is literally
Like a revisiting that,
reenactment
yeah.
of that. Yeah. Knowing full well how fucking ironic and stupid is, they did it anyway.
Right.
Yep.
This is my problem with liberal memes. Really liberal sense of humor. They just don't fucking get why everybody makes fun of them. And
This- and
like,
this is-
just fucking crazy.
This is the
Go
kind of
ahead,
people that I would definitely describe as the far left, right? Because
yeah, for sure.
this isn't people with just some liberal ideas and a couple of ideas that don't lean so far to the right. This is people who are all like, "Well, guns need to be taken away." That type of people, right?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
this is the same. This is the opposite side of, if when the government comes, they're gonna have to take my gun from my hands, right? That's the
Yeah.
opposite people. So,
These are the
Anyway.
people that feelings were so hurt they had to yell at this at space. Really.
Right.
Well, no,
Right.
The real way is to send out love into the atmosphere, not
So-
with that.
the next story
Excellent.
that I've got here is that Facebook is going to be looking for porn, and you're supposed to send it to them.
What?
Wait,
Yep.
what?
Yep.
I don't understand any of what you just said.
Well, you will after this video.
Goddamn.
I don't come without evidence.
Facebook is working on a new tool to
All
prevent the
those
spread
times
of
I was
revenge
recording.
porn, but users may not trust the company enough to use it. With help from the Australian government, the tech company is piloting a program in some countries that would recognize intimate photos before they're shared without consent. But it only works if worried users upload those same intimate photos to Facebook or Facebook properties first. If you've heard
See? So if you say you've got a dick pic, right, and you're like, it's leaked, what you do is you gotta send it to Facebook, and then Facebook goes, nice dick pic. I'll make sure no one shares this.
Oh my god.
That's kind of cool.
Well,
Right.
Yeah, we're not gonna share that. Thanks, buddy.
Unfortunately for them, they're about to get trolled super fucking hard.
They're just gonna find hundreds of gigs of dick pics and just send them. Because there's, if you
Fuck yeah.
watch further, there may be have to be human interference going on. So
Yeah.
they can encrypt
yeah.
the photos
They
to
have
do a
to
pixel
actually
data
look
match.
at it.
Right, Hennessy.
No, you-
That's one of the things they're talking about. But in order to develop it, there is going to have to be human intervention.
Yeah. It's
And-
already been
Right.
happening. They've been dealing with that for years now.
Right.
I
They
could
got
definitely
to.
see
Yes,
them using like a
we-
CNN neural network
we
and
vet government employees real well, don't we, Jason?
Facebook's not the government.
Well, working
Well,
with the Australian
true.
government.
But
Australia doesn't have a government.
All right.
They're
There's
Their land of people sent there for prison.
there's a little bit more to the story, so we're gonna cover a bit more.
that as Facebook is asking users for their nude photos, you're not alone, and you're technically not wrong, but the company has offered an explanation. Facebook officials say any photos uploaded to the service will be sent securely, and the company isn't holding on to the photos itself. It's just using its data to make a digital fingerprint that can recognize the photo and block others from posting it. Facebook already photo matches and blocks images reported by users, but only after they've been uploaded to the site. The new feature is supposed to be preventative rather than reactionary. Despite this reassurance, there's another layer to the feature users may not trust. When photos are uploaded, they'll be seen by real people, Facebook workers, not algorithms or
Here it is.
bots. That's so Facebook employees can determine if posting those images would qualify as revenge porn, but it may make users even more squeamish about sending in their photos. Even
So when you send your dick pic in, someone has to look at your dick pic to say, "Yep, that's a dick pic. Let's block that."
That's so fucking ridiculous and amazing. And holy shit, I can't wait to see what Twitter does. And holy shit, I can't wait to read about the horrible things that happen to these people.
Right.
They're gonna be like, I go to bed now and all I see is dick.
oh man.
That's gonna be amazing.
I used to think.
Porn industry.
Yeah,
Right.
Rich. Fair.
I used to think that janitor at a porn store was the worst job.
Yeah. Essentially, these guys work for the NSA. 'Cause-
No, I agree, Hennessy, but that's what they're saying, is that somebody would need, because they can't block everything, and they need to determine whether or not it is revenge porn or not, right? And I think it's because people would want to try to trick photos into blocking other photos. I mean, like, there's possible ways to use this, like, if there could be paparazzi wars, right, where a bunch of people take a picture of somebody, and then if the picture's too close, right, the first paparazzi that gets up could submit it as don't let anyone share my dick pic, but it's just a picture of some celebrity or whatever. And right, then some Facebook employees are like, that's just a picture of fucking Robert Downey Jr., you piece of shit. There's no dicks in this. Right.
And then there's the other like way where it could go, where it's like somebody who wants to troll, who has an education like mine, could data mine, let's say, Pornhub and send hundreds of thousands of images of dick pics to Facebook all at once.
Yep.
And they need to be able to, decipher and make sure they are dicks. Oh shit. That's crazy.
Team of dick scientists, we've determined that these are all incredible phalluses.
Yeah.
All right, next story I've got. Texas executes a Mexican national committing a basically international crime.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
A Mexican national on death row in the US has been executed despite Mexican authorities pleading for his life to be spared. Ruben Cardenas was given a lethal injection at the Texas death chamber in Huntsville for the rape and strangling of his 16-year-old cousin more than 20 years ago. He told investigators...
Right, now this story isn't about whether or not the death penalty is appropriate for what he did or whatever. This story is about the fact that they executed a guy who was not an American. Right?
Yeah.
Right, and like the governments were involved, and they're all like, "Wait a minute, don't do that." And the guys are all like, "Don't do what?" Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of problematic.
yeah. Oops.
I don't know if it's that problematic.
No, I don't.
If I'm off by a
I don't
pixel.
think that, I'm not sure anything's gonna happen, but it's not like that's not okay.
Right.
I mean,
I disagree with it not being okay. If he broke the law here, especially something violent and heinous like the crime that he was convicted of, I think he should be punished here.
Regardless,
honestly,
right.
sorry.
Regardless of the opinion, it's illegal by UN agreements.
that's more what I'm.
Yeah, but
Really
U.S.
where I'm
law
at.
dictates above UN law.
Right, but I mean, we're a global like world now, and you know it's important to follow with things that you've agreed to.
Right.
But anyway,
I'd say yes and no.
yeah,
UN's a touchy thing because like the UN doesn't do half the shit it fucking says it's supposed to do. You know what I mean? Like, let's just look at, let's say, parts of fucking South America and Africa and look at human rights violations. I mean, we have Russia with human rights violations executing gay people. And I don't think the UN's doing enough in that sense. Like, I get why people would be upset about it, why other countries might be upset, but I mean, U.S. law reigns supreme in the U.S. Russian law reigns supreme in Russia.
right. But so, what about the what do you think about repercussions for this action
From Mexico?
Right, not legal repercussions, but just possible repercussions. How many people in Tijuana are gonna get the needle now? Right, like maybe
I don't think they're gonna get the needle.
I don't know.
They'll get shot before they fucking get arrested.
Right, well, that's what I'm saying.
Honestly,
Are they going to be? Is anybody going to
I'm okay
be
with that.
killed?
Here's the thing, if you break the law in a foreign country, then you should pay your fucking debt to the foreign country.
Right.
Not hide under the U.S. flag, which American nationals do all the fucking time. I'm not saying that sometimes it's taken too far, like that kid that stole the banner in North Korea and was tortured to death.
Right.
Like, that shit's taking it too far, and that's inhumane and really fucked up. In a case like this, where this guy raped his fucking niece, you know what I mean, and then murdered her, fuck that guy.
Right.
Like,
And I mean, I'm like I said, I never knew the questions weren't about whether he deserve it. But what I was talking about is the possibility that we may get some low-level, non-governmental, kickback against this from like low-ranking Mexican officials, i.e., like the police, right?
Yeah. I think that already happens, to be completely honest with you.
Right, but now we've killed a
This
Mexican
past
national.
news made it. Yeah. I mean, if they, I don't know what to tell you. I just don't. I see
do think
nothing
that
wrong with this happening.
That happens, and it probably might. It has a likelihood of maybe, but will we hear about it?
Right.
Yeah.
Chief, are you?
We won't hear about it.
How you feeling about
Chief's
going to Mexico?
Am I going to be the man on the street for you guys in Mexico?
No, I'm just saying, what's your general thought right now about, like, say you want a trip to Mexico tomorrow? Would you go?
I hear they have pretty good tacos, so
right.
I might. I probably would. There's a lot of really awesome stuff down there, like architecture and sorts of artwork. It's great.
Gotcha. All right. Well, I felt that this story might have been a little bit more important than what everybody else feels, but I mean, that's what the point of bringing it up is, to find out what everybody's opinion is. So.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like you and Shayna both share the same stance. Do you guys want to?
I mean, yeah.
Fucking debating right now.
I feel like this. I feel like this is one of those like stories that does have some relevance and it gets obscured, and maybe it shouldn't. It's one of those. It is definitely interesting, and I don't know.
Right. I feel like it's almost a we aren't leading by example, and we should.
Right.
Right.
It's like, why give the rest of the world any more fodder to hate us?
That's crazy, because I think it's leading by example the way we should. And
By
that's how
not
I
following UN sanctions? Or not following UN agreements?
Yeah, by holding local law above international law. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty important. Everybody got silent. Did I say the one thing that everyone's like, I don't know how?
Well, I'm just like, I mean, I don't have an answer that I think that could change your mind on that, right?
Yeah, probably not.
My mind wasn't changed by your answer, so I mean, I'm not feeling a pointless argument, right?
Yeah.
And like I'm like, we're both standing here and we both don't have any ammo. There's going to be a shootout, so like.
Yeah. That's fair.
Yeah. All right. I have another story of news of the day. We haven't covered the reptilians yet, I know, but we're moving into it eventually. I've got some other stories here. This is Trump's pick for environmental advisor. And I want you guys to see the.
She looks like a peach.
Yeah.
She's literally made out of coal.
So there was a little. Right, there was a public works committee that she was at, and or she was with the environment and public works committee or whatever. And this is what the interview went like. It's not very good.
Do you know how much of the excess heat that has been captured by greenhouse gas emissions has been absorbed by the ocean, roughly, say, to the nearest 10%?
I don't have numbers like that. I've read about...
Even to the nearest 10%. Do you know if it's more than 50% or less than 50%?
Could you ask, I'm sorry, but could you ask the question one more time?
Of the additional heat that has been captured in the atmosphere as a result of greenhouse gas emissions, do you know how much of that excess heat has been captured in the ocean? Is it more or less than 50%? Do you even know that?
No.
No, okay.
But I believe there are differences of opinions on that there's not one right answer.
She was fine for a second. Like, it's fine to not know the exact answer on the amount of carbon emissions that have been absorbed by the ocean, but then to follow it up with, but I do know that there are differences of opinions when it comes to that climate science that you're talking about there.
It's like, no, this is science, so we try to work, obviously not in full absolutes,
right?
But when there's consensus among professionals.
I like Hennessy's in all caps, data is an opinion.
That's pretty awesome.
But yeah, she digs her hole deeper. So let's keep going.
Really?
This guy's not impressed.
Do you think there's actual serious difference of opinion, whether it's below 50%?
Unless I'm mistaken, yes.
You think there is?
Yes,
serious difference of opinion as to how much of that has been captured by the ocean. You think there's serious scientific opinion that it's below 50%?
Yes.
Get stuck.
Wow.
Get stuck, bitch.
Do you think that if the ocean warms, it expands? Does the law of thermal expansion apply to seawater?
Again, I do not have any kind of expertise or even
What
much
the?
layman's study of the ocean dynamics and the climate change issues.
Then why are you a pick for environment?
I know, isn't it supposed to be her job to know these
pretty
things?
much her job.
Wow.
I don't really
I'm
deal
not
with
surprised.
like the climate per se, as in the world, but more like the climate in here.
I love just the long pause. Like she can't even say yeah. It takes her 15 seconds to say yes slowly.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, he's leaning on his like, this is ridiculous. You know, he's just like,
not even
the
surprised
body language is
really, though.
gold.
Right.
God. I just like, she's either, okay, let's explore the possibilities of ignorance on this. She's either actually ignorant, a fucking horrible liar, or a fucking moron. Right? Is there a fourth option?
Yeah, she was primed to say this.
Yeah. So she's a bad liar. That falls under a bad liar.
I suppose that could be the
Yeah. I don't know though. Like she seems convict. Like she's. I don't know. She's got conviction.
The question is the people that believe that, do they believe it? Or is it like, you know, is it part of some kind of an agenda, or do they legitimately believe?
Yeah,
you know, like that's I think what the question when it comes really down to, if it is that case, that she's probably been primed and she's a really bad liar, or she is really stupid, which either way this is, well, again, I'm not surprised.
She's a primed reptilian.
Right. It seems to be the chat's almost consensus that she's a reptilian. So.
She kind of looks like a reptile.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she definitely does. She'll be on the show later, ladies and gentlemen. So there's definitely parts of like of the hysteria around climate change that, you know, there isn't scientific consensus on, and that some of it is, you know, kind of like blown out of proportion a little bit. This is not one of those things. Like, this isn't even denied by conservatives for all I know. Like,
no,
you know
he was
I mean? Like, I've
literally
never heard that
calmly asking her scientific questions, and like, are you aware of that? This is how this works.
Yeah.
This is.
She should have just stuck with her guns with, I don't know. You
right.
know what I mean?
Right.
Instead of being like, no, like I had this second grade science teacher. Yeah. His name was Jebediah.
Mm-hmm.
It was a Christian school.
Right.
But like, I don't know. I would at least have been like, I'm fucking ignorant to what you're talking about. That's what I would have done in your situation. I'm just here because I want to make money and work for the government in a way that I know I don't actually have to do anything, because this is really all for show.
Ma'am, would you agree that water is a liquid?
I don't know. Sir, are you a Democrat? Because I can't agree with you if you're a Democrat.
What is it that the Democrats would say? I picked the other one.
Exactly.
So
no, it's hydrogen and oxygen, sir.
Moving on a little
really
bit.
Gases.
Right. Okay, moving on a little bit to something something darker, but somehow yet more lighthearted.
Oh,
cool.
So this is police in Thailand saving a woman from suicide. So it may not look too tall, but that's at least a 2-story drop, and that's enough to kill somebody.
Yeah, that's tall.
And
fuck him up pretty good.
First part is that she's trying to commit suicide off the top of the police station.
That's a cry for help.
Right.
Yeah, it is.
All right. I'm gonna pop forward a little bit because this sits there for a while. All right. Check this out. They're gonna save her, man. They're pulling out the couch.
Oh no.
But not just one couch. They're pulling out 2 couches.
Oh my god.
I like that she just waited for it.
Right.
She's got no commitment.
That's what I'm thinking.
Skeptalk Live would like to officially.
Help is right.
Yeah.
I mean,
Right.
I'm also usually what it's about anyway. People don't necessarily kill themselves when they do stuff like this.
Right.
I think they do sometimes. When they're like, I really just want people to care.
Usually people, usually it's like the top of the building and you jump, you don't like grasp on, like you're she's trying to hold on. That's it's I don't know if that's.
I think she just got done playing Assassin's Creed.
Right.
She's like, I can do this.
Skeptalk.
I felt that way.
The people that jump from
I have.
they always say that they regret it.
Skeptalk Live would officially like to say that it does not endorse suicide.
No.
And if you're thinking about suicide, please call a helpline that one of your friends probably posted on Facebook.
But they did it! They saved her with the couches!
That's pretty badass.
She still goes to the hospital, but she's alive, right? Yeah. Anyway.
That guy has Coca-Cola on his ass. Sorry. That was a man wearing. That's racist. It might not have been. It's a really blurry video.
Right.
I have no idea.
So, I've got everybody's favorite segment next. Dun, 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 dun. Be the change.
Yeah.
For those of you who are watching for the first time, this is Be the Change, where I have gone through some of the most dumbest and most funniest crowdfunder and change.org petitions and found them in order to show them to you guys so that we can really get their messages out.
And sign these motherfuckers.
Right. We will put the links in the chat. Let me get the chat up. I don't actually have the chat up.
Reptile segment's coming up.
Yep.
Mr. President.
It's happening. I got a lot of reptile stuff. I've been to some terrible places today in order to get that content. So,
is that going to happen before or after the break?
It is going to happen right after the break.
Okay, cool. So that'll be your whole last stretch.
Right.
Fucking sweet.
So
the main event.
Let's see. We've got
Kitty buttholes.
Right, there was Katie buttholes at one point.
Buttholes. That I still haven't gotten an email back from them, but as soon as I do.
So this one's my personal favorite today. Mr. Trash Wheel needs a promotion. So Mr. Trash Wheel is he's the most senior in a line of trash wheels serving in Baltimore, Maryland. So these are literally boats that run around and collect garbage in the lakes and rivers there, right?
Oh.
And the one that has been serving the longest, their longest running boat, right? He is only a Mr. Trash Wheel, while as newer people or newer trash wheels that have started working there are, where is it? There's a doctor and a professor that are there. So this change.org petition, which only has 36 signatures, is trying to get him upgraded to either the illustrious Mr. Trash Wheel, Mr. Trash Wheel Esquire, or Mr. Trash Wheel the Great. So,
ooh, what do you guys vote on? I'd vote on the illustrious Mr. Trash Wheel.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, that's the best one.
That's so good.
Yeah, the illustrious Mr. Trash Wheel. That's awesome.
I'm signing this one right now.
Right. So, did you guys? So the googly eyes there. That's not added for this photo, right? They actually have googly eyes on the fucking wheel, on the fucking boats.
Really?
All of the boats have googly eyes. Right. Where's the thing? There's a thing here where it talks about the googly eyes. Right. First, he was the first to don googly eyes and lost one in 2016. A bunch of these
great boating.
Right. So all of the boats run around with giant googly eyes, and I think I might be able to pull the picture up here if I. No, I can't do it. All right. So, but yeah, if you guys go check out that change.org petition, there is pictures of all the other ones with googly eyes. So, Yeah.
Signed.
Yeah. All right. Our next petition that I found. Come on. There we go. Is this the right one? Yeah, okay. New national anthem, Like You Were Dying by Tim McGraw.
I've never heard that song. Is it a good song?
No, it is fucking terrible. It is so bad. Like, there's this part where it talks about how fishing isn't such a imposition, and that he did it 3 or 4 times while his daddy was dying, and it's like a fucking 5-minute song, and there's nothing, like, no kids could fucking, like, sing this song.
Petitioning Congress. This is cute.
Right.
That sounds.
Oh, wow.
Right.
Oh, this petition's going to go all the way, guys.
I'm pretty sure this petition was started by Tim McGraw, and that other name up there is fake.
Right. The current national anthem is just outdated. Out with the old and in with the new.
That's funny.
All right. Moving on. We have... Come on. Click the button. There we go. Mitch McConnell is a turtle.
Great part of the theme for the evening.
Right. So
Signing this.
this is asking Senator Orrin Hatch and 5 others. I don't remember who the other 5 others are, and I can't look at them while I have it on the screen here, but you guys could take a look. Mitch McConnell is a turtle person, and he must be stopped. He has strong-armed the entire Republican Party. Isn't it suspicious that his wife has been a member of Trump's cabinet? He's a shape-shifting turtle man. So this petition is to expose Mitch McConnell as a turtle.
Oh, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I'm so signing this.
I just signed it. That's amazing.
So we're gonna take a little break here. And we're gonna play some of Chief's music here during the break.
Hell yeah.
We're gonna get some things done. And as soon as we come back, it is time for a reptilian dysfunction.
Play that sexy music.
All right, guys. We'll be back in just a little bit.
physically very similar to the human in anatomy, but his psychological and emotional orientation are quite different. He has complete emotional control. He is very scientifically oriented and is a very logical creature. The point is that Vulcan was a planet that was very warlike and a very fierce race of people who almost did themselves in because they were always in conflict with each other and their emotions were so strong that they finally decided that emotion had to be done away with. And it became a wise choice to control emotions and gradually breed them out of the race so that they could function more logically and survive.
Darkness and then the brightness and the darkness. It's almost like the forest is breathing.
All right, and we are back. Everybody hear me okay?
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
I can definitely hear you okay.
Okay, cool.
Hello.
Yeah, but I had to turn my mic off in order to do everything, so wanted to make sure that it came back. All right, let's get directly into...
Well, first I just want to say thank you guys for all your kind comments.
Oh, yeah.
Means a lot.
It's because your music's fucking sexy, bro.
Yep.
How many times I gotta tell you that? Drop that fucking album.
What? Shit. What?
And we'll make sure at least 12 fucking people see it.
Yeah, at least 12, man. We will hype the fuck out of it for 12 people.
Right. Word. All right. Well,
All right.
we're going to move into a reptile dysfunction here. So first thing I'm going to touch base on, right? I've been through quite a few fucking things to try and find what's going on with the reptilian fucking fucking yeah, exactly.
Right.
Anyway,
What's going on?
so the first thing I'm going to cover is that we will not be covering any babies. So
Okay.
if you do research on the reptilian phenomena, right?
No babies.
You get
I love it.
we will not be covering reptilian children. The evidence shown in a lot of these videos is Harlequin fetus syndrome.
Holy shit.
It's a tragic and unrecoverable disease, and attempting to use Harlequin fetus syndrome as proof of aliens is sick and honestly lazy storytelling. So, we're not going to cover any of those videos. So if you go out and look for more reptilian evidence, you're going to find a shit ton of them that have just pictures of kids with fucking Harlequin fetus syndrome. And that's basically where a baby is born inside out. It's fucked up, right?
That's so fucked up.
And
That's terrible, man.
yeah, and a lot of the people who put up reptilian evidence videos show just a bunch of pictures of fucking Harlequin fetus syndrome. So I wanted to mention if people come to this video in the future and are all like, I'm gonna find fucking, see what they've got for their evidence. Well, where is the babies? I saw the baby. That's fucked up shit. And it's not entertaining, fun, or proof of aliens. So anyway, my research has led me to find that the reptilian phenomena is, according to the most prominent experts in this field, mostly that Ike's dude, right? That about 100,000 years ago, a group of aliens came to Earth in order to live here because their planet was destroyed, right? And
hold on. How long ago?
About 100,000 years ago.
Okay.
Right. So a spacefaring race of aliens was able to get to Earth and then fail to conquer the monkey people.
Yes, he said, I haven't discovered fire yet and shit.
And then now they live amongst us, shape changing. So a lot of it, they start, like, if you watch a lot of it, it's all like holograms. Their holograms fail, but they constantly say shape changing. And if that's they're bad at fucking how powers work, right?
Like, Dragon Ball Z vibe from all that just now.
Right, exactly. So they've been living amongst us in order to pretend to be us and like run us from behind the scenes, right? So we're just gonna jump into one of these videos, and here's gonna be some fucking some proof.
Every year, 150 members of the world's elite, made up from the political leaders, industry leaders, finance, and the media, meet to discuss and set the global agenda of politics and economics. Named
all right, hold on.
They're
You better be glad I know you're trolling the first white president. That one question is the one question in an evolution argument that will send me off the fucking edge, where I'm just all like, I can't talk to you anymore. You get away from me. You like.
I've had this experience, Pseudo.
Right.
I know what you speak of.
Or there's the other version of that question, which is fucking, if we came from monkeys, why are there still monkeys? I'll fucking kill you, right? Like, you do not understand this argument, right?
Well said, sir.
Right, Hennessy, that's exactly what I was saying. All right, let me try to get back to what we were watching and not screw it up again. There's like, if I miss by 1 pixel, or the like play button fades before I press it. It just advances the slide. So, all right, here we go.
Their discussions are so secret that conspiracy theorists believe they are attempting to establish a new world order, a single government that is accountable to no one but themselves. But how is it that a small group of people have come to influence and control so much, if not all, of humanity? Well, in 1999, conspiracy theorist David Icke decided the world deserved
this fucking guy. I have learned so fucking much about this guy.
Fantastic.
He's fucking all over, and
He's
Your reaction to this is priceless.
He was on
I don't
Art
know
Bell
anything
show or
about
not?
this. What's that?
On the Art Bell show. You think
Yeah.
he was on that? I can't remember. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was.
right.
The what show? What the fuck is that?
Art Bell.
Oh yeah, I've heard him on there.
Is he
Yeah.
another conspiracy theorist or yeah?
Kind of. He's got guests on there of all sorts. Yeah, but he
That's
doesn't really
the-
do much anymore. Yeah.
Coast to coast.
Right.
Yeah, now it's Coast to Coast with George Norrie or something.
It's like the middle of the
Oh,
night
I know that
stuff
show.
where they talk about weird shit,
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, the fucking
aliens, and
they're like
and,
the late
you know,
night Joe Rogan.
conspiracy stuff.
Yeah, got it.
Why did I freeze on MacGyver?
It is fun to listen to in the middle of the night.
It does look
Actually,
like
it's
MacGyver.
quite entertaining.
to know the truth, and revealed what he claims to be the true identity of the ruling class in his book, The Biggest Secret. He states that the leaders of the world have amassed such an unrivaled power because they aren't human at all, but in fact a secret group of shape-shifting reptilian humanoids.
Can we pause it?
Oh, okay.
Which at that point he should have been thrown into the street and set on fire.
Yeah, you have to beat him to the
Oh,
fucking
wait,
ground.
where are you taking me? Where are you taking me?
Yeah. Or like been like, this man needs serious help. Can we get him to a fucking hospital?
Seriously concerned for this guy's mental health.
I like that now it happens though. You know what I mean? As if like serfdom that fucking ruled the world for hundreds of years was less power.
Right, but this book,
Like,
the problem is the opposite happened. This book became a New York Times bestseller.
God damn it.
The truth is out there.
Okay,
But
I'll tell you right now. I
Yep.
bought the 12th planet. I don't know, Zachariah Sitchin, guy's fucking nuts.
Oh, that guy.
And he believed that the Sumerians were genetically enhanced people that were created by the Anunnaki, which is a fucking another alien, which we'll probably cover at some point. Anyway,
Oh yeah.
I bought the first book because it's excellent science fiction. It's fucking good if you don't take it seriously. Unfortunately, it's meant to be serious. But I'm
His
hoping
claims-
that's what happened with this, is what I'm saying.
Right.
Be true. Do lizard aliens rule the Earth?
No.
Icke argues that the reptilians are an ancient race of interbreeding bloodlines called the Babylonian Brotherhood, who settled on Earth 200 to 300,000 years ago.
Okay, it was
Made up
actually
of
3 times
20
longer than I
competing
thought.
reptilian
Than I
races,
remembered.
The
Or-
Babylonian
yeah.
Brotherhood came to Earth attracted by the planet's resources, particularly the mineral monatomic gold. This mineral,
Right.
once
That's-
ingested, gave them the power.
Which, when I was researching this fact, led me down a goddamn 9/11 fucking rabbit hole.
It's like he's,
How do they
he's-
know?
his attempt-
It's called the Babylonian Brotherhood. How do they know that? Like, they
So,
explain that?
Chief,
I
it's
was
well
gonna say-
documented.
this is like the way that you obscure the fact that you put so much detail in. People think it's true.
Right.
Yeah.
Where did the gold underneath the World Trade Center go?
Yeah. Oh Jesus, really?
Yeah.
Holy shit. That's
But
an
not the
episode
World
on
Trade
its
Center.
own.
The fucking, it was the Reserve or whatever. There was another building that went down. I can't remember. Building 7.
Building 7.
Yeah, which had
Yeah.
fucking so much fucking gold in it, and all that gold's just gone.
It's like I think David Icke actually got so popular because he presents his insane argument logically. and with a lot of detail, not in like the videos we were watching where it's like some guy is, you know, like what the fuck is he talking about? He writes in a compelling way, and then that comes out about anyway.
If they came from lizards, why are there still lizards?
Yeah, you like that?
All right. I do have to say, Ramo, I appreciate the steel beams reference there.
To speed up transdimensional travel, process vast amounts of information, and even shapeshift from reptilian to human form. Despite this detailed mythology, monatomic gold has not been proven to exist. Ike says that after shapeshifting to human form, the reptilians began crossbreeding with human beings, carefully selecting their mates for maximum political gain. Still more reptilian than human, it is the descendants of the Brotherhoods.
I love that the whole basis of the story, like he just slides in this little fact. He's like, they came here for monochromatic gold, or whatever the fuck he calls it.
Monatomic.
And they came monatomic gold and to find other resources, blah, 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 blah. 3 minutes later. And despite all of these facts, scientists have concluded that monatomic gold does not exist.
First Vice President, that's an easy question to answer. That would be Area 51.
Yeah, clearly Area 51, man. Come on.
Right? Duh.
They were taking it out for a spin again, and they crashed it, and bam, Roswell.
Roswell.
Breeding program who today control the world's resources and economy. David Icke explains that the reptilians have managed to consolidate power and control over humanity by tactically assimilating into the human species, stating that the families in the positions of great financial power obsessively interbreed with each other. He points to the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, and European royal families as prime examples.
All lizards. All of them.
All of them.
Yeah, you can search up any of their name, and you will find a picture of them that has been photoshopped to look like a fucking lizard.
Oh yeah.
Let's roll them out. No object.
Specifically identifying the late British Queen Mother as seriously reptilian.
Seriously.
As well as the Bilderberg Group, Icke believes reptilians rule the world through a variety of agenda-setting institutions, from the United Nations to the International Monetary Fund, in order to implement corporate globalization, whilst all ultimate decisions are decided by the most powerful reptilians that make up the global elite. He thinks they created the media, science, religion, and even the internet, all for the purpose of controlling and pacifying the human population. Icke argues that
so they made religion.
Right. I mean,
makes sense.
It's a more plausible idea than, you know, a giant space wizard.
Yeah.
just slightly.
Kinda equal.
Just slightly,
Kinda
in my opinion. I'm like, yeah.
Here's the reason I say that it's equal. Lizards exist. So it is within the realm of possibilities that some dude fucked a lizard somewhere and it turned into a lizard man. I mean, that's completely obviously not possible, but you know, more believable.
Right.
Still a better story than Twilight.
Throughout human history, the global elite has endeavoured to divide and conquer the human race through endless conflicts and wars by emphasizing the racial, ethnic, and sexual differences in mankind. Icke argues that the global elite engineer events such as 9/11 and then use the ensuing chaos to impose further controlling measures.
So it's not the liberal left that's tear apart America. It's fucking reptiles, man.
So what inspired David Icke's outlandish ideas? The notion of a reptilian conspiracy originated in the fictional story The Shadow Kingdom by Robert E. Howard in 19...
I want to point out that he led off with that this all started with a fictional story.
Yeah.
This is like when the people are all like, dude, Pokemon exist.
Yeah. Or the Lord of the Rings is real.
This is essentially like if you just change all of the like key words and phrases here, this is how Mormonism came about.
And Scientology, actually, kind of.
Right. Right, exactly. This is the same fucking story.
Yeah, it was written by L. Ron. What's this guy's name?
29.
Ike's. Fuck, what was his first name? Janet, do you remember? Steven?
David Icke?
David Icke?
or-
David.
Icke.
Yeah, David Icke.
Okay.
Yeah.
In which snake-headed humanoids use shape-shifting and mind control to infiltrate humanity. According to
That's
critical theorist
excellent.
Richard Kahn and
Those
Tyson
effects,
Lewis, Icke has taken
Sick
his
as fuck.
ancient astronaut narrative from the writer Zecharia Sitchin, who argued in his book Divine
Hey,
Encounters
got it.
that an alien race called the Anunnaki had come to Earth for its precious metals.
Oh, yeah.
4
They're
years
tied in deep.
before Icke made his debut.
I'm sure they are.
But the idea that human civilization has
But the Anunnaki theory is 4 years older than the reptilian theory.
Oh shit! So I read the origin books.
Right. Right.
Fucking sick.
You're like the guy who watched or reads Game of Thrones before watching it.
Yeah, I'm the fucking guy that gets really pissed that Spider-Man can shoot that much web without eating a full fucking turkey for how much protein his body would need.
Right.
Right.
Oh.
Had that conversation in a fucking comic book shop. I shit you not.
Well, the answer is that those movies are fucking stupid. Fuck Sony.
Yeah.
Right? It's all about web
Fucking
cartridges,
fact.
bro.
Yeah.
been infiltrated by extraterrestrials has permeated human mythology.
Does that mean web cartridges are just jars of jizz?
Spider jizz.
Damn it.
Better. It's 10 times as strong.
Man, it's fucking just protein jars. Just. All right.
Giving Icke and his followers credence to the reptilian hypothesis. Author Eric von Däniken, in his 1968 book Chariot of the Gods, points to ancient monuments like Stonehenge, the Moai of Easter Island, and the Great Pyramid of Giza as evidence that we are not alone, claiming that their technological sophistication far outweighs the capability of ancient man. He also,
which since now has been completely shown to have been completely possible.
Yeah.
Right. Back when
reptiles.
Or monkeys with logs, dude. Like that's it's not really in a super important.
believes religious texts such as Ezekiel's Revelation in the Old Testament are witness accounts of intelligent extraterrestrial beings settling on Earth.
That's also one of my favorite theories, is that all the angels
However,
are
David
just
Icke
aliens.
has cited some spurious sources as fact.
Yeah,
For instance, he has referred to a Russian hoax text called The Protocols of the Elders of Zion, which presents a plan by the Jewish people to take over the world.
Really, interesting.
Consequently,
Nope, sorry.
Oh wait, the Jews are in this too?
They were just talking about they're just talking about Zion.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
critics of David Icke's reptilian hypothesis believe that the idea of lizards ruling the Earth hidden in plain sight is really just thinly veiled anti-Semitism. David Icke's book sales and tours have earned him a net worth of $10 million.
Oh no, dude, Squabbly, we're okay. That's Jason's word. He's totally good to say it.
Oh yeah, I'm Jewish, man. And if saying Jew is offensive to people,
no, I mean we're
calm the fuck down.
Yeah, we're not using it in a negative context. We're actually
yeah.
specifically mentioning people.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, people are Jewish.
Right.
That's not a fucking slanderous term, guys.
Right.
Despite the fact no one has yet provided any proof that lizard aliens rule the Earth, and no physical evidence of the 12-foot humanoid lizard skeletons he claims exist. In an attempt to explain the popularity of David Icke's views, Kahn and Lewis argue that the reptilian hypothesis, rather than being taken at face value, is a useful tool to give ordinary people a narrative framework with which they can question the world they see around them. But whilst the Bilderberg group may not be made up of reptilians, Icke's suspicion of them may not be unsubstantiated. One of the Bilderberg group founders, Dennis Healy, stated in a 2001
obviously a lizard.
Yeah, that guy's definitely. Don't listen to what he's saying. He's one of them.
Looks like a Skeksis from the Dark Crystal.
He looks like he could eat a fly off that lamp with his tongue.
I really hope that when I get old, my eyebrows come in like that, because I fucking, if you look at one of them, one of them's like, whatcha? And like, that is the most.
Those are actually to fend off larger predators.
Very, very sassy eyebrows.
Right,
I have
exactly.
to say, I can't stop looking at the eyebrows. It's like all I can see on his face, and the eye that's kind of popping out there.
Right.
That's pretty crazy.
He might be a reptile, y'all.
Somebody add this guy to the Dollar Shave Club.
Right.
Fucking needs it.
Interview that.
My
To
girlfriend
say
just
we were
posted in
striving
chat
for a
that she'll
one-world
never let that
government
happen.
Is exaggerated, but not.
I'll never have the eyebrows I was
Those
meant
of
to
us in
have.
Bilderberg felt we couldn't go on forever fighting one another for nothing, so we felt that a single community throughout the world would be a good thing. Still, a 2013 poll found that more than 12 million Americans believe that lizard people control politics, and that is a serious
fucking
cause for
Christ.
concern.
Right.
Amateur meteorologists and conspiracy theorists.
Yeah, that's a good question.
They just said the
I just
source of the
believed
poll.
him. I don't know how
Hold
the
on.
fuck that happened.
Let me find that.
Throughout the
Ricky
world would be a
bastard.
good thing.
He had a thing here.
Still, a 2013 poll found that more than 12
Okay, it
million
just says a
Americans
2015
believe
poll.
that lizard people control politics. Researcher Michael Murphy linked the alleged
Okay.
fake snow discovery to the terrifying possibility of
Okay, that's the end of that guy's video. But yeah, so that's a good primer intro to what
Fuck,
we're
guys.
dealing with, right? So,
Fuck. I've got bad news.
what?
That fucking poll's real and I'm about to post it.
Oh, shit.
I mean, I'm not surprised. I told you guys this guy was
Holy shit.
very popular. I used to live in a house
12
with
million Americans. Not
3 of
people
his
in the
books.
world.
You gonna post it in the chat?
I tried
Coming right
to
now.
read them. Well, leaf through them. It's like coffee table humor books, but people take them seriously.
All right, where... Result of a national survey looking on common conspiracy theories. The PPP. What's the PPP? Oh, public policy polling. Well, I suppose that I guess there was a survey done, and there's 12 million people who are just goofy. So,
Wow.
all right,
I'm
many?
glad that aliens exist is pretty high because
How
I
many?
think you got to be nuts to believe that it's not a possibility.
How many people do you think in that 12 million were like me and would answer yes just to fuck up the numbers?
See,
Probably 11 million people.
Very good. Very
Definitely
good
a million
possibility.
idiots.
I'd get somebody who's asking me a survey, and when they move on to, and how do you feel about reptilians? Do they rule the government? I'd be like, oh, of course they do. They
I'd have been like,
totally
I can't
do.
answer that question here. I can meet you somewhere to talk about it. My phones are being tapped, and I don't have my aluminum foil hat on.
every year 100.
Right. So here we've got an expert talking about reptilians, as you can tell by the fact that he's in a car. And
They're always in a fucking
he's
car.
also taking his video in landscape or in portrait mode. So let's see what
Looking
this.
down on the camera, even.
Right. Let's see what this guy's got to say.
Brother, sister Melton, how you doing? This is Brother Wisdom here. Well,
Brother Wisdom.
a lot of things going on in the cosmos right now. As far as the intergalactic conference that just recently happened, and you guys were already informed about the cosmic order arriving. Well,
So he has 5 videos before this about the cosmic conference that is happening, like at the time that he filmed this. I took a look into it. He had a shit ton of these videos, and these are like, the intergalactic conference is coming.
Oh, we gotta go to that sometime, guys.
Exactly.
just want to get you guys breasted on, and I'll pass on information. because these Caucasoids don't want you to know what's going on behind closed doors. That's why I stay.
He mentions quite a
This
few different,
fucking selfless guy.
Caucasoids, dude.
Wait, what?
He just mentioned another alien race. This guy mentions a few of them, but Caucasoids, dude. The Caucasoids don't want us to know what's going on because they control the intergalactic fucking conference.
Holy shit.
Yeah, we're gonna get abreasted, by the way.
Completely in contact with the cosmos at always. I stay in line. I stay directly in line with the cosmos.
You're driving. Quit looking down.
Every time something comes up, hey, I'm gonna let you guys know, because nobody should be in the dark on this matter here. And there are some of you guys who are somewhat entwined, but you're not sure what you hear. But just be sure that
Right. Exactly. You're getting a crotch eye view of what's happening.
Those Caucasoids, man.
And now Tracy with the crotch cam.
Right, exactly. Come on. Don't do this to me. Don't do this to me, BBG. Oh, there we go.
We need it.
Your connection with the cosmos is not a fable. It's not some kind of fairy tale. It's real. All right, it's very much real. So what's going on right now is these Caucasoids know about the coming of the cosmic order, and there were certain things that was asked of them, and in all of their arrogance, they still fear those who are more powerful. These reptilians or reptilioids or whoever they are, Draconians, Nacals, they know that they have.
All right, so we've just been introduced to 3 new terms for reptilians:
Draconians,
and Nacals. And so there's reptilians, Draconians, and Nacals, and the
Draconian is already like a word.
Right, I know, but that is the what apparently we called them when we were this. Due to my research, that is what a name that we gave them. Reptilian is their modern name that we've given them,
Gotcha.
And we used to call them Draconians, which is a term that I was able to chase back to early '80s Dungeons and Dragons.
Holy shit! Crazy.
Yeah, that's where I was able to find the first instance of the words draconian, other than being used as the word like calling something a draconian, right?
Yeah,
you can have draconian policies, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But referring to a being as a reptilioid is But the pecking order is that the Caucasoids are not as powerful as the reptilians. So that's something else we just learned here.
No power in this galaxy and in this universe. Only power that they do possess is illusion.
And just to let you guys know, my dog is trying to go crazy, so if you hear weird noises, that's what that is.
Illusions. That's all they can do. They can create illusions. But in reality, the power that they originally have is in their universe. So because they're in a foreign universe, they cannot act out their planetary powers. Now, if they were in their universe, it would be totally different. They could make things happen, but that's why they have to use machinery to manipulate the weather. They have to use the illusions to manipulate your mind. They have to put things on screen, and they have to do things physically to make themselves appear powerful. All right.
But yeah, no. Chief said it earlier. But definitely, this is some DBZ ass shit, right? So if they were in their home fucking planet, right, they would have all of their powers, and they wouldn't need reptilian super science in order to fool us.
Yeah, I think the first white president has made a pretty good call too. It's also the Superman. Except Superman got all his powers when he came here.
Right,
so
it's the opposite story, right? Yeah.
the antithesis.
All of a sudden, he took care. The Superman has no yellow sun, so he becomes Batman.
Except Batman's rich, and Superman's Poe.
They know
Bilderbergs,
about
bro.
the brothers and sisters who are of the much higher order in this galaxy, and certain questions were asked of them. You know, they were asked, are you using this weather program as a weapon? And these reptilians and draconians and all, they tried to filibuster. All right, they tried to filibuster. They tried to,
because it works just like Congress.
Right, exactly. If you're at the Galactic Senate, you just fucking jerk off in a corner for half an hour, and everyone forgets about it and moves on.
What was the question?
Exactly.
Talk
what
around
about this gold.
Right, exactly. No, what weather machines, smother machines. You guys ever seen the sports they got down here?
Yeah.
The answer, and this is what they do all the time because they can never give a straight answer because they fear the truth. All right, just remember they fear the truth. So when it comes to the truth, they're gonna always fear the truth because the truth opens them up and shows the reality of who they are. All right, so they tried to dance around the question and for some reason, there was a huge display of fear after one of the brothers just like appeared right in front of them out of the screen, and asked.
He recants this like he was there, right?
Yeah.
He was obviously at the intergalactic fucking. Like not any of our important people. Like there wasn't any presidents there. There wasn't any scientists. There wasn't any royalty there. There was dude in his minivan. Like
it's just a whole lot of rambling right now.
This guy. Also, I'd like to point out that this video is now 3 minutes and 52 seconds into it.
Oh my god!
It is barely a fucking fourth over. It's not even a fourth.
Jesus.
Right? So anyway, we're not going to cover this guy for way too long, but
that's good.
I just took a look. We are going to go over our normal scheduled time, which I am perfectly fine with doing. It's up to the rest of the crew how they feel.
I can hang for a little bit.
I'm fine with that.
Chief, you still good to go for a little bit extra? All right, cool. Extra long episode today, guys.
I'm going to pop away for half a second, then I'll be right back.
Okay. All right, so moving on, I have another video about reptilians here.
Excellent.
So this guy, right? They oh yeah, I'm gonna primer this, right?
Okay. You did not explain it.
This is
headline.
Right. This is one of the many types of videos, right, that I have. Okay, I had to go through a lot of these, right, and I was trying to find more information on specifically this story, but this is the only kind of video that I was able to find. So it's got a text or text to speech engine that is talking over the top of what's going on. But I looked into it, and there was a crazy fucking Twitter hashtag storm about this. So you'll see what's going on.
Dozens of United Airlines passengers claim they saw Jay-Z shapeshift into a reptilian as the rapper and music mogul traveled between New York City and Los Angeles on Friday. One witness, writing about the experience on Twitter, said the shit hit the fan in business class when Jay-Z lost control and began shape-shifting in front of the other business class passengers. Be scary. He kept changing shape.
I'm gonna call bullshit.
He knew more
right
and more
fucking
people
out.
were.
All right, what do you got?
There's no fucking way Jay-Z flew anywhere in business class. Get the fuck out of here. Are you fucking, what the fuck?
I bet he probably owns his own damn plane.
He does.
Yeah, I'm like on a that's
Even if he wasn't flying on his own plane, he would never sit fucking business class.
No.
That's the fucking worst. Like, it's literally made for people that are like, I need to spend as little money as I can.
Get your details straight.
Yeah, that's just so fucking stupid right there. These people. All right.
Right. So this is 6 days ago, right? That this happened, or not 6 days ago. Sorry. 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. This was recent.
Yeah. October 22nd, 2017. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't listen to anything they say.
I took a look at the past hashtags for what was going on, and Reptilian Jay-Z was trending that day.
Jesus.
So
Of course it was.
there was a fuck ton of amazing stuff.
I can't wait to hear his song about this, because he'll probably write a song about it.
Right. So I was going to actually bring up what you just brought up a little bit later, but there were some tweets and some discussions going on about how maybe it wasn't the actual Jay-Z, but just a one of the reptilians who was looking like Jay-Z at the time. Right?
Oh, that's a fair argument.
Right. Of course, they've always got an answer.
Yeah.
Watching, and he got angrier and angrier when he couldn't stop. At one point, just before the plane began its descent, Jay-Z scuttled off to the bathroom, where he spent at least 10 minutes, according to another eyewitness, before emerging with a pale, drawn expression and then immediately begin shape-shifting again, with the eyes of the entire business class cabin fixed on him. Everybody saw it. His chin jutted out the door and then he just changed completely into a leering reptilian. According to one passenger, Jay-Z's reptilian form is a shrunken version of
a shot of actually
Right?
Jay-Z.
How many people fit on an airplane in business class?
Yeah, and nobody on the plane took a picture of Jay-Z.
Right?
Yeah. Dude, you
Shut
got
the fuck up.
your phones have got to be off, dude.
You just put it on an airplane.
No,
Airplane mode. People take pictures.
They say that airplane mode doesn't work, dude. You got to turn it off.
Nah, it works now.
Everybody was following the rules, man.
Yeah, exactly.
His human
Nobody
form.
had a camera.
Describing reptilian Jay-Z on Twitter, the passenger wrote, "He looked sickly, about 5 feet tall, like a hunchback crossed with a bird, but with scales and a really negative vibe." Another witness described him as swaggering around.
It was really harsh in my vibe, bro.
Right.
Well, that's a creepy looking picture.
Right.
Lizards can't be photographed.
Right, exactly.
Gray, AF asterisking reptile.
Tall
Twitter
gray
exploded
AF.
with tweets detailing the scene as soon as the plane landed in Los Angeles and passengers were able to access Wi-Fi. Within minutes, before passengers had even disembarked, the hashtag number reptilianjays had been retweeted thousands of times. However, as the trending topic began attracting attention on Twitter, the tweets with the number reptilianjays hashtag and the accounts behind them began to disappear. The hashtag disappeared from Twitter's top 10 trending topics and now appears to have been airbrushed from history.
I don't know if you guys see those all the time, but like, I always see these fake ass posts that's like copy this and post it in as your status because the original post keeps getting removed.
Right. Well, it's a way to try to get people to share.
Yeah, exactly. And it's for some reason people think it's more believable.
I had somebody wigging out sharing a video about a protest and something that was happening, and you need to let people know because the press aren't being allowed. It's a freaking video from a year ago.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's fucking hilarious.
Much younger me. Oh, go ahead, Chief.
I saw Jay-Z, man. He's a reptilian. How'd you know? He was really harsh in my mellow, man.
A much younger me probably would have been exactly what they're targeting when they have the original post gets taken down, because when I was much younger, right, like thinking about, hey, that's like fucking bad against the freedom of speech, right? Like that sucks, and I should do what I can do to help try to, save the freedom of speech and shit. And so I probably would have been all like, yeah, dude, I'm helping, and then like shared. But now I'm now I know that's all horse shit. And like that any social media post that comes through asking you to do anything is not worth sharing. All you need to do is just share it if you like it, right? Type of thing. Share things that's how you manipulate fucking people into voting for Trump. That's what that's the whole Russian hacker, not a Russian hacker, but whole Russian social media business here, right?
Yeah.
But anyway, this goes on saying the same type of shit. Jay-Z is a fucking reptile, and it blew up, and it was all over Twitter, and there was a bunch of social media about this shit. And so, I mean, it verifiably happened. The sensational story happened. I don't know if, I can't say that he's a reptile or not because there's no videos, right? So.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and there's no fucking evidence documenting anything at all, aside from some asshole. We don't even know if he was on the fucking plane.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
how funny would it be if I just said that I saw Jay-Z and he was a reptile?
Yeah.
Right.
And thousands of people are fucking stupid enough to believe that shit. Or they thought it was funny because it's
millions,
Twitter.
Jason, remember?
Yeah, 12
I like how we aren't arguing about whether Jay-Z shapeshifted, but whether or not he took business class.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, fuck no, he didn't take business.
So Journeyman Bader just brought up that apparently Beyonce bought Jay-Z a $40 million jet in 2012. So,
yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably his like fifth jet too.
Or a 12 million? I don't know, whichever. Oh
Yeah,
no,
whatever.
that's how many people believe in reptilians, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's how many people believe. Yeah, exactly. He more likely shapeshifted. Exactly.
Right.
It's the more believable case here. I don't believe that Beyonce bought him a plane. It sounds a lot more like Jay-Z was on a business class flight and nobody took a picture of him.
Right.
Yeah. And then he shapeshifted because he's a reptile.
Correct. All right, we're gonna move on from this video, and we're gonna talk. We're gonna see another guy. So this guy is a YouTuber, and he's got a lot of subscribers, more than we do, for sure. We have 10 That's subscribers, fair. And he has like I don't know. I think it was like 1,500 or something like that. And he's got a shit ton of fucking video. Let's see here. So first I want you to notice it looks like he's crying, but he's just fucking wet, and he's wet in all of his videos. Enet Down, thank you very much for the follow. That's the breaking news sound, guys, just to let you guys know. If you do a donation or follow or any of that type of stuff, it'll let everybody know that that's happening. So
that's funny.
He always looks like he's crying, and he's always wet.
Anyone who's afraid of or feels somehow afflicted or otherwise troubled by reptilians, okay?
I fucking love this guy already.
Now, this is not a video to prove.
Go ahead, sir.
This is not a video to prove or deny the existence of reptilians. This is assuming that reptilians are around, and this is to help you deal with that situation.
Yeah. Hold on, I'm really sweaty after furiously masturbating in my garage to reptile porn.
Right, exactly.
Now I gotta make a fucking guilt video.
Being said, I am not judging anyone. I am not telling anyone what to do. I'm simply sharing some thoughts and feelings and ideas here. And if it means something to you, then that should be your guide, okay? If it doesn't line up, then forget it, all right? So,
God damn it.
Let's talk about some of the things that...
Damn it, Jason. I was holding it together, and then fucking...
All reptiles matter, guys.
Exactly.
I save lives.
You know, are some of the really horrifying beliefs or ideas about reptilians and what they do to people.
It's okay to be reptile.
The worst things I've heard and read are the idea that hundreds of thousands of children get eaten alive or close to it by reptilians every year, okay? And it's sometimes
No evidence. Move on.
adults do as well, that these beings love to feed on human flesh because they love the adrenaline produced by all the fear that they create when they're going to eat you, right? Now, this is a truly horrifying, hellish idea. I agree. What else are some of the worst traits and things people are so afraid of?
So to give this guy a little bit more validity, right? 1,500 something subscribers. He does workout videos, right? Like most of his videos, like 90% of them are showing how to do a bunch of workout in his gym and stuff like
Is
that.
that why
And
he's so wet?
I'm assuming, right, that he makes all of his videos right after working out or whatever. But the other 10% are wacky ass this shit.
Well, being exploited by these beings in every way, being held captive by technology beyond your control, manipulated, and taken advantage of, and being powerless against it, and being victims, and and then being slaves, of course, and then being experimented on at will.
At will.
Right. Exactly.
This guy's pretty nuts. I like him though, because he's definitely calm. He's definitely like he really believes it. Yeah. You can. He just looks like a good guy. I got nothing on that.
And eaten.
He's like covered in sweat.
Now,
right.
Let's compare the whole animal foods industry on our planet. What do humans? Okay. Let me say at this point that
he's about to use vegetarian
as this
stuff,
video
dude.
goes on, it's
Like
really
we eat cows and
anyone
stuff,
who
so
is
it's
afraid of all
okay for
that, or
them to
feels
eat
it's
babies.
real, or feels afflicted or terrified or concerned. And you eat animal products, okay? Again, this is not a judgment against you. I'm simply sharing some ideas, thoughts, and connections here.
Is he gonna feed the reptiles his own baby?
Maybe.
Oh,
Welcome
shit.
back.
Just as an offering to keep them from coming
Thank
at him.
Yeah. Oh, were you gone that whole time?
Yeah, sorry about that. Some technical issues, but got it fixed.
I had no idea.
Yep.
This guy's enthralling.
Right. But yeah, like if you look at just like what President's saying, when he moves his face side to side and the video or the light hits different sides, he's got extra streams running here, right? Like he cried for a full hour before getting ready to do this fucking. He's like, I gotta help everybody out with these reptiles, man.
I gotta save lives.
So, what does the animal food industry do? Okay. Now, on the Western so-called civilized side of the world, these things are basically done to cows, pigs, chickens, fish, and maybe a few other creatures to a lesser degree. Then on the other side, different parts.
Well,
of
eating
the
it
world,
down,
it's
it sounds like
dogs
he's
and
got a few
cats
more, so he should be okay.
and monkeys and all sorts of different things.
That's why you have a bunch of them.
So if they get
let's
eaten by
talk about how
reptiles,
this
you
is
can
done.
still
You've
keep
got
going.
sentient
Exactly.
beings who are not smart enough to stop you as a human, and billions of them.
Wait, did he say they're not smart
Are
enough
being
to
killed
stop using
constantly.
humans?
No. He's saying that cows, right, are not smart enough to stop us. So why should we feel bad about not being able to stop reptilians from eating us?
Jesus, look at his
That's
face right now.
fantastic logic.
That guy is getting a blowjob while taking heroin and watching a very sad romantic comedy.
Sleepless in Seattle.
Right.
Hey, right? It's Sleepless in Seattle. Or he's just listening to Creed. I'm not sure which one.
Right. All right, so this guy goes on about this for a shit ton longer, but we're not going to cover his whole thing. It's 12 minutes long, and we're 3 minutes into it. So, and he's just going to repeat the same crap. So, we're
That's too much.
Right. We're gonna move on to another expert I've got here.
This guy.
My name is Bradley Sanderson. I have the website alertchristians.com and a forum at alertchristians.net. This video is about an experience that I had when I was about maybe 19 or 20, something like that. And once in a lifetime type experience. I walked out of the place, and it could have been a situation where I could have been killed. This is done by people who are murderers, and at least one of them, and actually probably all of them that were there at this place that I went to, have the ability to change shape, and at least one of them.
Right, the glasses make you smarter.
A reptilian type.
It's ironic because we're
why.
wearing glasses.
I might have to make more than
Exactly.
one video to get this all out, but I'm going to go ahead and try anyway. But anyway, so I go with this person, and I know this person, and I trusted this person to go with this person, and he just said, you know, come with me. We're going to go out here. Sometimes we meet out here. He didn't really tell me who or anything like that. I just assumed, well, all right, well, it's people we already know. And so I get out to this place. I'm wiping because this demon is attacking my left eye, but I have to keep talking. Right, so we go out to this place, and
Casually,
Wait a minute. What's his left eye? He's
a demon is attacking his left eye.
wow. He said that so nonchalantly. I actually missed it.
No, wait, run that back. I want to hear that. I missed it. It's
thought
the
it was
best
like
when they do that.
Fly or something.
and I know this person, and I trusted this person to go with this person, and he just said, you know, come with me. We're going to go out here. Sometimes we meet out here. He didn't really tell me who or anything like that. I just assumed, well, all right, well, it's people we already know. And so I get out to this place. I'm wiping because this demon is attacking my left eye, but I have to keep talking. Right, so we go out to this place, and he already has a key, and he goes in. And I don't know what place we're at.
That's an excellent observation, Journeyman. It's very possible.
But a serious question. Should a reptilian expert be called a rexpert?
Yeah, I'm down with that.
All right, yep. This is our newest Rexpert.
I don't know anything about it. And it's out in the country, and so we go out there, and he already has a key, and he goes in, and then I follow him in. He asks me to come in. And
Reptician?
when we get in there, it's as if, well, there's nobody else in the building. There's nobody else in this little house. And so, see, one person that I knew, in addition to that, well, the person that brought me there, he departed and went into another room. And then another person came out that I also knew. And
I mean, I was hanging out with some friends of mine, that's what I meant to say.
Kind of about what was going to happen, telling me things that really didn't make any sense. It sounded like a little science fiction skit that they were doing. The whole idea was to get me to bite on the lure that they were put in front of me. And had I done so, I would have given them permission for one of these shapeshifter type beings to come out and actually kill me. And so it was I can't remember exactly how it was presented, but I'll give you a little bit of it. First of all, this guy, he's talking, and as he's talking to me, a series of maybe a dozen people, including the person that brought me there, file into the room and stand there kind of like in a military line, and as if they're going to observe what's happening. And so and this guy,
to answer the question, Journeyman, no, that's actually the channel that I got this video from. I was not able to find this guy's actual channel. So
What did he call himself? It was like alertchristians.net
right,
or something like that.
exactly. I don't believe he actually posts anything on like YouTube or anything. He posts shit on obscure ass weird forums.
Why can't these crazy people talking at cameras be more frickin' concise? So I was talking to the guy, and I said, and he was talking, and I was talking. It's like, okay, we get it.
He's
What the
used
fuck did you
the guy.
say?
He's used the guy and the place like 100 times.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
At least he's not like what's his name, Sage Wanderer or whatever, where he's like, he's got to start it off by telling you about like Daddy's coal mine, and like shit like that.
Back in 1776.
Yeah, she has no relevance to whatever the fuck he's talking about.
I'm not sure that this guy, what he's talking about, has any relevance. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about yet.
Fair enough.
I
mean, he's trying to tell a story about how he got molested wherever he was at.
By some reptile.
Right.
It's just a repressed
But
childhood.
see, there's the story. Like,
For sure.
I did it.
It's his childhood, as in like it happened a couple of weeks ago.
because you know, if you look down at the camera, it means it's fact.
Right.
Yeah.
I did it for the podcast, but I went and I watched like 8 of Sage fucking Wanderer's videos today because I was trying to see if he had anything on reptilians, anything that he had that said like New World Order or
That
you
would
know
be great.
Illuminati or conspiracy, but he didn't ever say reptilian, and that means I watched like fucking 45 minutes of fucking Sage Wanderer today.
I want to say something about that right now. Number one, thank you for doing that.
God's work, God's work.
That's fucking hard shit. 2, I think this is a fucking problem because that means we don't get a goddamn reptilian mating call from him, and that would have been fucking amazing.
That would have been amazing.
Yeah.
It's just the same. It's just the same call.
It's probably the same. For those of you who missed last episode or even earlier today, this guy we're talking about did this fantastic video about Bigfoot where he did he tried to mimic the sound Bigfoot made at him, and it's fucking hilarious. We have it as a ringtone on our Facebook page if you want to hear it. It's free and
it's
fucking
time
amazing.
Whoops, that's the wrong
go.
wrong part. Yeah, let me find it here. I got it.
This is what Bigfoot sounds like.
Where the hell did I put it? Somewhere. I got the whole thing there.
Play it off Facebook, man.
Oh yeah. That'll work. The sound of Bigfoot. I have it here. 16 people have reached the ringtone, so here it is.
Oh, shit, that's fucking Bigfoot is terrifying.
Someone let me out of this bag.
What if Bigfoot knows about the lizard people and is using us, the monkey people, as bait? Yeah, it might be an intergalactic war between big feet and fucking lizard people.
Holy shit.
Nice.
The main guy.
Who would win
was
that?
telling-
Probably Bigfoot, because they're real hard to find.
They have
Right.
guerrilla warfare tactics on lockdown.
Oh, didn't.
Hey!
All right. Let's give me look. Wow, that guy just looks like could either eat a fucking grapefruit right now or murder you. I can't tell which one.
He's like Mr. Clean's dad.
Right.
Holy shit, he is.
Something we were just talking about Bigfoot. I thought I remembered something that I should share. I don't know if you guys have seen this.
Oh.
What is? Oh my goodness.
First one says.
That's so good.
All right, I get that out of here. Fucking tiny wiener. All right, so where were we? Okay, this guy.
Or telling the story. He was saying, I'm not going to try to imitate him, but he was saying that, there's such a thing as this large chicken thing. Or he says they say that people can sit in that chair and a large chicken can come out, and it's so strong and so fast that
That's when he's
can
like, like and
reach out
subscribe.
with its claw like this into the person's chest
Fucking
and
sell it.
snatch their heart out of their chest. And
Jesus.
sometimes they can do it so fast they can do it all in one move, and then kill that person. And so the
that's what happens
It was for
when
me
you take a heart out.
to say, oh yeah, right.
So don't sit in
I'd
that
like to see
chair.
that.
Right.
Now, had I said something like that, that would have given them permission, even though I was jesting. My take on it was this: the way I responded.
Fucked up by Foghorn
like,
Leghorn.
Why did this guy drag me all out here to play this little game?
Oh, you see.
Now
I'm gonna snatch your heart right out of your chest.
Now, what's the big idea?
I bet this guy's got amazing camp stories though. Like around the fucking campfire.
When he started talking about the chicken, I had to remember what the hell we were watching. I was like, wait, what the f- going on? Like,
yeah.
I was like,
That
oh,
came out of
right.
nowhere.
The room full of reptilian people, right?
I think his fucking medication just kicked in, or he's been sniffing some Mr. Clean. Got a little loopy. All right.
Udo disappeared.
Yeah, sorry about that. Was communicating. Right.
Oh, got it.
I grasped.
I was like, yeah, we're here still.
That, you know, that the gist of it was these guys were not here to be my friends. I gathered that point.
Yeah, no shit. They're gonna take your heart out with a chicken.
Going on. Now, I didn't know anything about shapeshifters or reptilians or anything like that at that time. So the thing that really got me off the hook was, one thing, it just sounded like a bunch of nonsense to me. So I said, you know, there's nothing going on here. I'm leaving. And then the guy said to me, hey, Brad, why don't you stay a while? And so he was trying to, again, lure me back into the trap. And obviously, at that point, you know, I'd already figured out that these guys were all in on it together. And I recognized about those two people, the guy that brought in it, but I kind of recognized that the other guys were probably the local guys.
So,
you know, I went out of my way to not look
is
at
it
them.
possible? Is it possible that all these people know him and know his crazy rant, so they decided to pull an elaborate prank on him? Just gonna put the prank theory out there.
I don't think that's possible. It's definitely pretty believable to me that there's a giant bird monster that snatches hearts. In fact, I'm a little offended you would bring that up right now. Yeah, I think that's way more believable and probably would happen because his friends are like, this guy's fucking nuts, guys. I've got a great idea.
He keeps telling me about fucking reptiles, so
yeah. Let's make him afraid of Big Bird. Let's fucking do this.
All right.
No, seriously, he'll believe fucking anything.
So we're gonna move on from this guy because, like, he just got into the a reptilian stuff, but I mean, it basically he meanders on like this and gets maybe one more point across. So
yeah, no worries.
So we got a little bit of faith palm today, but that's pretty much the end of our reptilian section. So let's take stock of where we sit with reptilians now, right?
Okay.
So we originally came in with my what I told you guys about reptilians. We know that Shayna knew a little bit about it beforehand, and Jason had heard about it. And Chief, I didn't actually know where your standing was before we started.
Well, right now it's Kanye West for reptilian president in 2020.
Hell yeah. And the vice president was dog taking shit.
Right, exactly. So
I used to live in a house with 3 of David Icke's books. They did not belong to me.
Right.
Were they roommates?
It was an ex-boyfriend. They were given to him by his stepdad, who was a believer in all David Icke theories.
Right.
He was a fascinating
person to talk to. Or like a reader? Because I feel
he would talk about it like argue with you about it being real.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
I'm interested in does he live here locally?
No, I'm not sure he's even alive anymore.
Oh yeah, he probably got hit by a car. He sounds fucking retarded. Fair point.
All right, so Chief, where do you stand on reptilians now that you've seen all of the evidence that I have brought forth today?
Wait, sorry, that's what that was? That was that
as always.
Oh man. Well, it's as you guys are saying, it's a great science fiction story and a neato burrito idea, and but I don't necessarily endorse it. I don't think that you have to be a reptilian to really rule the world. I think it's definitely monkey people are in cahoots on that front. That's where I stand as of right now. Thank you so much.
Such a strange. How did they even get there? It doesn't make any sense. Reptiles? It's just an interesting. I'd like to track back. Like, where did that idea first spring from? Other than David Icke,
exactly,
propelling it out into the world the way that he has.
Well, Dungeons and Dragons in the 80s.
That's how everything starts, as a bunch of nerds. That's how
we should probably look into Zecharia Sitchin and the Anunnaki,
right?
Because I'm pretty sure a lot of this reptile stuff may have come from that,
right? So that's where you stand, Jason, is that you believe that this is bullshit, but the Anunnaki are the real deal.
Okay, if I'm going to make a stance on this, I'll say I could have thought it was a possibility until Jay-Z was in fucking business class. No fucking way, dude. Not believable. Sorry. Giant chicken, fine. I've seen fucking weirder shit.
All right.
Not really.
So just like last time, I've got a theory, and then I want your guys' opinion again. So, my theory, right? Somebody came up with this wacky idea about reptilians. That's not a real thing, right? The real idea behind reptilians is that a bunch of famous people found out that there were a bunch of people who thought that they were reptilians. And then they immediately thought, sweet. So they are then able to do, like, you could find some dude who is asking you an uncomfortable question and then shoot him a side look and be all like, and then he now looks like a crazy person as he runs around. He's a reptilian.
Holy shit. If we ever get famous from this, and saying this already on camera, it's already gonna let them all know it's a hoax, but we should definitely fucking convince the crazy people that we're fucking reptiles.
If we get famous, I'm deleting this episode.
Okay. I'm down with that. That's great, because then I can ask those questions again to somebody else.
Right.
And then I'll be new again.
All right, so Chief, what do you think? My newest theory.
It's on point. Well done.
Jana?
On home.
Definitely a good faith palm.
All right, so now we're moving into some crazy religious stuff. See what we've got here today. We've got another dude in a room full of garbage, just like me.
In a room full of garbage.
And I apparently didn't write notes about what this one was, but I forgot it. But it's good enough to be on the show, so I picked it. So let's see what this guy has to say.
All right, this is Daryl Olson Live coming to you from Southern California here, March 13, 2017, 5:08 p.m. Monday. Happy Monday. I want to do a quick video on the Antichrist Obama. What's Obama doing
that's
in
right.
California today? Obama's up in the San Francisco Bay Area, secretly meeting with the high-tech guys in Silicon Valley. I'll tell you what he's doing. Obama is getting ready to implement the Mark of the Beast, which is a system in which will connect the whole world in a cashless society with a one world government, one world religion, cashless society in which...
Sweet. Well, if it's a secret, how does he know? And that's because he was at the convention.
Yeah.
the intergalactic
With the
fucking
guy in the
meeting.
minivan.
Right, exactly.
It's
Bitcoin.
the Babylonian Brotherhood, and like, wow, ooh. I want to know how they
Obama,
find
the
these things
Antichrist,
out.
and Pope Francis, the false prophet, will implement.
Pope Francis, the false
13,
prophet.
verse 16, and he, really they, if you read the whole chapter, causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark. That English word mark is really a tattoo. In their right hand or
Free tattoos, guys.
It's pretty awesome.
in their foreheads. Some people have guessed maybe it's a microchip, maybe it's a tattoo, maybe it's both. Maybe it's maybe the mark of the beast system will give people choices. Maybe I'll take the tattoo, maybe I'll take the microchip.
They do different things.
Except he had the mark.
That doesn't make any sense.
Or
do vastly different things.
Yeah, with the tattoos, a barcode and a captcha kind of mixed
Look at this
together.
technology here.
Right.
Online, it's called chipless radio frequency identification tags, RFID. Chipless. You don't even have to have a microchip to be tracked. Chipless RFID tags do not require a microchip in the transponder.
Yeah, he did cut that shirt himself.
Already.
You know he did, dude.
It's a
He's like, what's gonna
biocompatible
make this fucking sweet Nike yellow shirt look better? No.
Right, exactly. Sorry about the cough there, guys. I didn't know if I was far enough away, but yeah.
Fact.
So yeah, this is once again another guy. I've seen zero evidence for a single word this guy said. Like, there's the only evidence we have is his shirt has been cut at the sleeves. Like,
I do believe one thing he said though.
All right.
Pope Francis is probably a false prophet. I'll agree with that.
Right.
Sure, why not?
Yeah.
But it is getting kind of. I figured that this guy was gonna just fill a lot of space, and he's gonna meander on like this. Exactly this. He looks like a pumpkin with a wife beater on.
Fucking fair.
Oh god.
Well said.
This guy just meanders on about the same thing and never really gets to a point. So we're gonna move on because we're a half hour over already. Then move on to another really cool looking dude. He's down. He's at our favorite angle. He's facing down in a poorly lit room. So.
No, here we go. I'm just like
It's the looming truth. That's what that means.
And, and he's got a fedora. So yeah.
Here comes the knee cam.
Praise God. Back again this morning.
What?
It's going to be a beautiful day again. It's been raining. Now it's become clear again.
You turn this up.
The weather. Sometimes good.
A little bit.
Bad.
Is he
This
speaking
guy's
English?
fucking
The time
nuts.
is 8 o'clock in the morning on Tuesday, the 7th of November 2017. The day of the famous GG race, horse race in Australia, the Melbourne Cup.
He's gonna meander on for a bit too. So
Everyone will be focused on the horse races. Blinking travesty. A waste of time. Anyway.
the Australian horse race is a way to distract from what's really going on.
I am now just going to mention one thing I would like to put forth. I don't believe the beast of Antichrist, the beast of Revelation, or the Antichrist. You don't believe, huh? I don't believe he's going to be liberal.
I just want this guy to follow me around talking.
Right?
This is amazing. They're trying to the Antichrist at the horse race, probably.
Excuse me, sir. What did you just say?
He looks like that guy that's feeding pigeons that could also eat the food he's feeding pigeons.
And the pigeons.
I can't understand a word he's saying either. I have no idea what is going on.
Exactly. He's trying to tell us about the Antichrist, but he fucking starts talking about it, hijabibble and shit like that, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And screams at Hugo out of nowhere. That's
with a green affiliation, affiliated to groups like the Greens.
So I watched through this and I fucking figured out exactly what he's talking about. He's trying to tell us that the Antichrist is not going to come in the liberal left, right? It's going to come in the Green Party, the neutral party. Like, that's where he's trying to go with this. But it took me about 20 minutes of trying to listen to what he said to figure that out. Because he started talking about the Green Party. He talks like one of those weird old guys who have too big of a mustache, right?
Yeah. Except that's way louder than he is.
For all I know, he's trying to make an order at Papa John's.
I believe
He's trying to
Labour
order a pizza.
could lose seats. Liberal could lose seats, and parties like the Greens and Independents could gain. This is very, very, very dangerous, extremely dangerous.
Poetry.
Because it's pushing forth a cultural Marxist agenda.
Oh.
Not only same-sex marriage, but same-sex marriage.
Same-sex marriage?
Marriage?
Homosexual rights.
Oh my god.
Marriage?
All these issues. Euthanasia.
The Princess Bride?
Extreme dangerous.
These issues will destroy Australia and destroy the world. And this party of left-wing fanatics are pushing it, and I believe they could get into politics. Let's pray that Australia and other countries don't get taken over by the green groups.
Green
Not
groups.
only green, but green groups.
Green
Marriage,
green groups.
Things are changing.
How many subscribers does this guy have?
So this
Probably
video,
more than us.
no, this video had 0 views and he has no subscribers.
Damn, dude.
But he has more videos.
Does he have more videos?
He has more videos than us.
Subscribe.
Yeah, I'll find his.
14 people.
Right, I'll find his. Right, I gave him his views. I'll have to reverse search it. Right, but yeah, we'll share it next exactly.
Yes.
But all of a sudden his view count just spiked, and he has no idea why. And it was me just hitting refresh over and over again, trying to figure out what the fuck I just watched.
Yeah, dude, I need to know what his name is because I do want to subscribe to him.
Right. Let's see.
I like green groups, which we can't even do it.
I got a couple more on the move.
Try to get him on the show.
We very well we could try, right? I mean,
yeah. I don't know if he would know how to use Discord and stuff. But we
all right,
can
random.
coach him.
All right, random guy. Would you like to really like to answer that question? Well, I would not vote for Donald Trump.
Yeah, I would vote for Kanye West. Yeah, we know you would, Elmer. Mr. Fudd.
All right, I got another video here.
The mass killings of peaceful Christian families in church on Sunday mornings are what America's political left has given this nation. Since 1962,
shots fired.
There has been a
too soon.
relentless, ongoing war of hatred in the USA against God and Christianity. The religious war has been supported by America's courts and judges, Hollywood, the entertainment industry, the news media, academia, and the Democratic Party. 55 years later, we have church carpets soaked in blood. Oh, America, how much more of this religious war against God are you going to tolerate? Will you remain silent?
What's the war?
Yeah.
That we all hate God.
Right, and that we're coming in. We're coming in to take him down.
So is true news without an E? That makes
Yeah.
Right.
That's it, bro.
True.
Right. This is the true.
It's the true.
But yeah, so
is this guy mad because he can't burn women at the stake anymore? Is that what's up?
well, so he's attempting to because there's been a couple of church shootings in the past decade, right? This is obviously a war of the left on Christianity, right?
Gotcha.
Right.
Clearly.
Oh shit! So then there's been like a war on Judaism and Islam for a long time.
Right. But anyway, fucking somebody mentioned Master P in the fucking chat, so I was all like, Jesus Christ, let him make say but make say but anyway, fuck, I lost it. This guy's boring and terrible, but I just wanted to shock value at the end of the show. So,
Oh my god.
All right, well, that was our first 2 hour and 40-minute long episode. I think that worked out pretty well. Chief, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Excellent music, man.
Did you have fun? Blam, blam, blam,
He
blam.
just goes quiet.
Blam.
Yeah, you have fun.
So, looks like next week we're gonna have P. Hennessy actually from the chat in on board. He should be a guest next week. And then we're also going to have another friend of ours on next the next episode after that on the Thursday. Some of you in the chat will know Mr. Sturms. He'll be on the podcast here. He holds no credentials. He has absolutely nothing that proves that he should be here, but that's why we're all here. So he's a funny guy, and he should get a kick out of doing this too.
For Patrick, Mr. P. Hennessy over there, I just want to say, get ready to answer some questions on Tuesday, buddy.
Right. The first white president says we need to have more white people on, which means Shayna, you got to go. So
I want to
Shayna's our only
thank everybody in
fully
chat
white person.
for being fucking hilarious. Thank you guys.
And I'm
Yeah, chat, you guys were fucking excellent.
Right.
I am the diversity.
If you enjoyed this tonight, you could help us out by sharing this in places. Tell people that we do this podcast and encourage other people to come listen. So,
sorry, just the picture that he posted.
is it something I can appropriately put on screen?
Oh my god!
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
What the fuck?
All right, that's a positive note to end the story on.
Excellent flying, good sir.
All right, guys. Well, that is us. That is Skeptalk Live today. Thank you guys for joining us, and I think that's it. Thanks, guys.
Have a good night, guys.